to the End Time Truth Television, the channel for the lovers of truth, for the truth of the end time. So if you are a lover of truth, give us a subscription and God bless you. Shalom.
Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, God bless you. Wherever you're listening to me from, thank you very, very much. It is poorly lit here, and so the quality of the video that you are watching might be very, very poor. So I want to apologize in advance for that. This thing is a terrible news to be actually associated with a pastor, and I know some Nigerians will say, why not EFCC? EFCC is actually Economic and Financial Crime Control body that are saddled with the responsibilities of getting corrupt persons, both those in government and normal citizens of the country here in Nigeria. And so some persons might be emotional and sentimental about what I'm about to read here, and we ask them, why not go after the corrupt politicians? Yes, we know we have corrupt politicians, but then as God's ambassadors on earth, every self-proclaimed or acclaimed Christian should have this understanding of who we are, and then a pastor as well should not dabble into some certain things. If those of you who are in South Africa or who has been following the ongoings around Africa, you know why part of the reasons why Bushiri fled South Africa was that he got himself involved in this kind of schemes, Ponzi schemes. That was that time about 4 or 5 years ago. We had MMM that swept across Africa. In South Africa, many people were actually victims of that Ponzi scheme. And so I will read out to you what happened. This is the pastor in question here, who is said to be a pastor with the Christ Embassy. Christ Embassy, whose general overseer is Pastor Chris Ohiakilome. So I will read out to you what is on the news now. It is said that the Chief Executive Officer of Baraza Multipurpose Cooperative, a Bayelsa-based Ponzi scheme, Pastor Dr. Miebi Bribena, full name Onyimiebi Bribena, and his wife, Beatrice Bribena, have been declared wanted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, for allegedly defrauding Nigerians over 2 billion naira. Over 2 billion naira, 2 billion naira in dollars is actually huge. 2 billion naira is so much amount of money in this place. If you convert it to dollar, let's do the calculation here. So that is the news. The pastor, and his wife, they are on the run. The news said that Bribena, who is a pastor of Christ Embassy Kumasi 1, Ghana, fled Nigeria last year after failing to pay investors their return on investment, leading to protests in Yenagoa, the Bayelsa State capital. Bribena had alleged that some staff of the cooperative compromised its systems by defrauding the organization of over 300 million naira. He added that the organization was carrying out a forensic audit to enable it to pay the backlog of unpaid surpluses to the investors and members, a promise that was never fulfilled. A statement signed by Wilson Ojaren, head media and publicity of EFCC, partly reads, their last known address is number 163 Mbiama Yenagoa Road, Biobolo, Bayelsa State. Anybody with useful information as to their whereabouts should please contact the commission in its Benin, Kaduna, Ibadan, Sokoto, Gombe, Maiduguri, Makurdi, Ilorin, Enugu, Kano, Lagos, Gombe, Port Harcourt, and Abuja offices, or through these numbers 09-9044-715-23 751-23 or 0 is 0933222644, 081-833-22644, 07026-350-721 to 3, 070-635-072 to 5. Its email address info@efcc.gov.ng, or the nearest police station and other security agencies. Now, the issue is not actually the present result. The issue has to do with people wanting it very, very quick and very, very fast. And I want to tell you that this is the reason why many people have become victims of false prophets and false churches, because everybody just want to make it as fast as possible, without actually doing any good job. You see, when Bushiri promised people over 50% or 70% return on investment, that within a very short time, it is very, very attractive. It is very, very seductive to give into such lies, to fall victims of such lies. But then you need to ask yourself, what is this person going to do with this money that will yield so much? Now, the Ponzi scheme is a scheme that once money stops coming into the system, now everybody that came in last will lose out. It only favors those that have been ahead in the system. It is a scheme that when you come in, you are pushing the people ahead, and you are saddled with the responsibility of bringing people in, because the more people comes in, the more money you get. Take for instance, when that MMM scheme was promising people 30% return on investment within a month. It was very lucrative, and so many of us got involved into it. But the way it ended, a lot of people died of it. And so that was why I started with the fact that some persons might become emotional and sentimental and will be asking EFCC to go after the corrupt politicians. Yeah, it is quite interesting and good if EFCC could go after the corrupt politicians and arrest them and make them to pay for their corrupt practices. But take for instance that this kind of a thing, we have just read it here, it is in the news, but unknown to us that there are families that have lost a fortune. A pensioner, a retiree, lost everything that was given to him, because he has been promised, just bring this money and within 1 month or 2 months or at most 6 months, you will be smiling in millions. And this person who doesn't have power any longer to do any kind of tough job, and has been given a soft landing, on how to invest the money that has been given to him, now has done this. I have a friend who, his own friend, conned into going to the bank to get money, and they invested over 14 million naira into the MMM scheme. And unfortunately for him, he doesn't know anything about it. His own friend was busy withdrawing the money and was using it to build house. And once the system crashed, my friend, was run out of business, because he had to sell everything that he had to try and settle some of the banks. And as I talk to you today, some of the banks are still being owed money. Now, this is just it. Sometimes when this thing happens, a generation can be affected. When something like this happens, a whole generation, a lineage can be affected, because number one, the future of the children was mortgaged in trying to make more money. So some children might not go to school again because of this failed scheme, and some people will die. Some who went to borrow money, some who invested their last card, some will develop the kind of sickness that may not receive healing, because even if there is healing for it, there is not enough money to get them right kind of medication. So this is the reason why people must not get sentimental once it comes to church or pastor. We want to twist it, we want to turn it around. And I really don't know what a pastor should be doing with this kind of schemes, that they actually know that it will get to the point where it will fail. A scheme that is not selling anything, a scheme that is not investing in anything, and it is becoming so popular and almost normal that you have this kind of thing happening in this place. So this is just what I want to report to you. It is wrong. It is very, very bad. Pastors should not engage themselves in things that will become controversial after. This is a whole lot of mess. It's a mess, and not because it is Christ Embassy pastor, not because it is linked with the church of Pastor Chris Kilome, but because actually leaders are supposed to be exemplary. And unfortunately, this pastor has failed in this. He may not have the intention of defrauding people. He may not have had the intention of, conning people. But unfortunately, this is what it has become. And now he is nowhere to be found. So, in case you have been advertised to, this thing has been advertised to you, and you are, because they are everywhere, you will find it everywhere, most especially in Nigeria here. I don't know about where you are listening to me from, but if you are in Nigeria, you will bear witness, that this thing is everywhere. These days, they also bring in the issue of Bitcoin. They ask you to invest, that, you invest it. A little amount of money that will yield so much. And there is this greed tendencies that is naturally living in every man. And so if you are supposed to bring in, maybe $100, and if you bring in $100 within 6 months, the $100 becomes $1,000. There is a temptation that if you have up to $100,000, you want to invest it in it at once because you want to become the next happening guy in town. And when it will crash, it will also crash like that. You see, it will also crash like that. So let me know what you think about the video in the comment section. This is all I have. I'll be seeing you in the next video. Till then, from me to you, shalom.